My bad for my language.
Mm, 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 mm.
You lie.
We purple.
You lie.
We still purple.
It ain't purple no more. I got they wanted that paper. They said, Mr. Drop that paper.
I don't see it, Mr. Jordan.
Yeah, it's on here.
It ain't 18, nice.
That's y'all right. This y'all live right here. Drop
We're
that
not on
paper.
here.
It ain't showing up on my
Oh my
Facebook.
God, this how they doing it.
It ain't showing up on here
Lord
yet.
have mercy. You know what? It's on Mickey Jordan. I gotta go back and ask God be with me. These sap suckers. He boy, when I tell you they ain't nothing. They ain't nothing, boy. They done made me start all over. Mm-mm. I gotta put it in. Put it in 810 for me.
Okay.
I give up. This was a rough day. Said I can see and hear you. Yes, ma'am. We back. I gotta figure this one out. I gotta go ask. Mm-mm.
We back.
Yeah, we been
We
back.
back. We
Oh, I
back. We
didn't know.
back.
I
We
didn't
back.
know. Okay, so I'm sorry to talk with my mouth full. Ooh, let me see. Let me find 18. Y'all, I think I'm a little tired. Winters love the camera, but I think I'm a little tired
She
today.
been on here all day, y'all.
All day, and I still don't see it. You see it?
On Mickey's page, but I ain't on. Is it
Oh,
on
it's on me,
18?
man.
Yeah, I just connected. I just connected. That's all.
Yeah, y'all Mickey.
There we go. It's been added to it.
It's on 18 too now.
I'm praying it is.
Let me go
These
back and
sap
see.
suckers and took me all the way through hell and back.
Mm. But but see,
It said, take them to
the
I
Bible
don't see it on
says
there.
the Bible says weapons will come.
They working on me right now. The weapons form. They hitting their target.
But they no, we can't let the weapons
They hit their
prosper.
target. They hit the
Let me say
target.
it to all my people because we lost our people.
Listen, they're gonna get back eventually. So they gotta
Oh, they coming
understand.
back. They coming back.
Yeah.
I'm hurting.
They coming back. Okay, Sister Audrey, let's just pick up while I am sending it to all the people
Okay.
that's on here. We left off. Thank you guys for holding in with us all day. We've had some faithful followers. Mr. Phillip, um, um, Christine Brown, my big sister,
Mm-hmm.
um, Brenda Boyd. We just thank all of y'all for
Yep.
following us. So back to what we were saying. I was asking you if you were on the school board,
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the changes that realistically that you would like to see
Mm-hmm.
done to help our children? So let's start off there where we were at.
And we'll go just on the surface with the one that I was talking about the busing,
Mhm.
with us making sure that we advocate for our children with getting better bus services, reliable bus services for safety reasons. Some of the other things that we need to work on is to try to bridge that link from the community back into the schools. That's something we have to sit up and figure out how to do it. And I'm not talking about just with the children
Right.
back to the schools, but the parents definitely have to be involved with some of that, and we have to find a way to get the parents involved with some of that. I've heard in particular a school board member state Even school board members should be participating in some of the activities at the schools. At some point in time, how can you advocate for people and you don't even go to a game? You don't go to a play that they're having at the schools. You don't even know what they got that's going on. And you got to talk to those parents and those children to figure out. We got to find some kind of way to have some kind of community forum that's not just a school board meeting. Absolutely. The school board meeting is fine, but those are some of the things we got to work on. We got to work on what are we going to do with the curriculum. And I know they have set up a new curriculum, but it's only as good as a curriculum is only going to work as well as it does with you implementing it and then seeing it through, going back through doing the checks and balances and correcting and reevaluating, going back and making the adjustments. So even though we have a new plan that's set in place, we got to make sure that that plan is going to fit because it don't always fit everybody. We got to think about future sense. COVID hit us and took all of us by surprise. But do we have the proper disaster plan in place that if we do have another disaster like that, that we can make it comparable for our parents? We need to think about future because we have to plan for the future. When you think about it, a lot of the parents, it was frustrating for them because they work through the day. How are they going to help their children with making sure that they are able to follow through with their curriculum and their schoolwork? Somewhere or another, something should have happened where they could either be able to double up on the weekend because now you got to work things around your own schedule because you can't stop working. But yet and still the children couldn't stop going to school. So that's some of the things that we need to think about as a school board and as a superintendent. And then number one, we definitely cannot think and forget that we have a superintendent in place. The school board and the superintendent have to work some things out and have to be able to work with one another to make sure things are going. It's not just all about one side or the other. It's about sitting down, talking, doing some brainstorming, not necessarily compromising, but just making sure that you're doing some things that's going to make sure everything is working. Everybody got to find a way of happy medium somewhere or another there, but you cannot sacrifice the educational. You cannot educationally sacrifice the children. The children have to come first. You have to think about the teachers and what it is that they need to help make their engine flow. A lot of teachers spend a lot out of their pockets.
Yes, they do to get them school supplies.
Get those school supplies. They give a lot out of there. What are we doing to make sure that we tap it into even outside dollars to make sure we get monies in place for them? For them to be able to buy the extra things that they need. Everybody can't afford to just come out of their pockets and send supplies like they had for the children for the supplies in the beginning of the year. What if you got a child who can barely make it to eat every day? Or just basic things and can't afford to send that extra box of Kleenex to the school. They cannot afford to send the extra pencils to the school. That's what the community is.
That makes the kids feel bad right off the bat.
They can't come in with supplies. Those are some of the things that we have to make sure that if it's not coming from the child and the child's home, what can we do to help make sure that we can help find funds for compensating? Those are the little things. You got all of the other things that's policy making.
I like the little things.
But the little things.
Foundation. That's that foundation.
It builds confidence up in the community. Because you got to win back the confidence of the community. Because a lot of the parents are not confident. They trust that their children are going to school and learning. They trust that their children are going to do these different things. They want to know why their child is in 11th grade and only reading at a 3rd and 4th grade level.
You're right.
What happened between third grade and 11th grade that they weren't properly notified or weren't properly tried? I always think about the movie Lean on Me.
Lean on me.
And even though Joe was crazy, they called him Crazy Joe.
Yeah.
But Crazy Joe loved the children, and he did some things, and then he got the dedication. Whoa! I supposed to push a button by accident. Hey, I don't know where that came from, y'all. But he had the teachers that was dedicated. That was saying, okay, I'm seeing your vision. And people usually, a lot of times, if they see your vision, they help move out on it. They don't necessarily, they want money too, but they don't always just look to the money and the dollars. They look at the vision and what it's going to be able to bring to the community. So. Those are the little things that I think that we should start to thinking about working on.
And this year, Grand Blanc shut down their open enrollment. So it's at the point now
Where you gonna send your children?
where you gonna send your children? They all out there at Carmen. Flint start, shrinking their school system, and the kids was coming out to Grand Blanc, and Grand Blanc said, no, 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 nope, this we're not gonna take it no more. They're too crowded out there. It's getting bad. The fights, the bullying, as you see this morning, they had to shut the school down because of threats. So they said, nope,
Mm-hmm.
keep your children. Excuse me, but that's what a lot of them was doing anyway, taking the kids,
Mm-hmm.
count day, sending them back, and then they send them back for no money.
Yeah, that happens. I think that was happening from some of the charter schools too, but then they started getting a policy to where they're trying to get that, and that goes to your state level, where the state level can put some regulations on that. They can, they can determine that you cannot send those children back after you collect their money. You done collected the money. If you send them back, I think it's something that's going on. If not, they need to, because they need to make sure that if you send your child, those children back, send back that money with them.
Right.
Don't take their money that they using to help with taking care of them in the school, because you want to make sure those dollars coming into your school system.
Right.
That was some of the big problems and the issues with the GISD, not in particular that being a problem, but the GISD had a lot of the extra money that should have been coming into the Flint Public Schools. I mean, you all think about it. We got children that's here that's been affected by the water, by the Flint water crisis, and now your children is going out to other schools, but the county was getting that money and it was going to those other schools. They can't handle them. They don't want to handle them.
No.
They really don't. They don't want to handle them at all. And don't think that is any better in any other school district with the discipline problems, because all of the contracts that I worked for the last several years, none of them were in the Flint Public Schools. And I'm telling you, I bounced around from school to school. I've seen some issues and problems. I'm talking about in the Flushing Public Schools, Mount Morris. Then I was up in Saginaw was the only place that I was actually working that was in the city public school system. But the other ones was all the suburbs. I'm trying to think. It's out New Lothrop. All of those places, they have a lot of problems and issues out in those schools too. It's not just the Flint Public Schools, but that can be taken and changed around if you get people in there that's working, that care and concern, that has it and have their heart. They want to see and desire for the school district to do better. They gotta want the district to do better before it can do better. If they don't want the district to do better, it won't. But they gotta want the district to do better in order for it to happen.
And that's why I think a lot of people in Flint, we just give up so easily.
Give up.
It's like, oh well, we don't have no kids. What do it matter? It matters because you never know what situation you're gonna be in tomorrow. That's gonna force you or your family or your daughter or your son that's gonna have to move back to Flint, and your grandbaby may have to end up going to one of them Flint schools.
Right.
You never look down and never forget where you came from.
That's right.
Because God will turn it around and put you back in that situation.
That's right. Okay? Absolutely.
So that's why the fight has to continue. That's why we have to. I'm doing this all day long, from the time I got up to the time I go to bed tonight. We're gonna be on air. We're trying to tell people who we need to get in office that has our best interest in heart.
That's right.
The pictures and all of the beautiful flyers and the mailers that you get and the phone calls and the texts. Okay. But we need to know who cares about our community. Sister Audrey, this is the last day before campaigning. She's gonna leave here. She's gonna go right back out there hitting the streets. But she took the time out to come and sit and talk to us today because she cares about her children. And I'm so excited because it's at least I know one person that's gonna be on there.
Yeah.
Because people have called me. Wyntis, who I'm supposed to vote for.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Run down the list. I'm like, oh, Sister Audrey.
Right.
Vote for Sister Audrey.
Thank you.
And then I get to remember, I'm like, okay, Clack is at the bottom because I think he only going for the 2-year term.
Right.
And I'm like, Sister Audrey. But yes, and we need Sister Audrey. Yes. So closing us out, Sister Audrey, last words. Tell us why we need to vote for Weaver and Young.
Woo-wee. I don't know if I could do that. I can't do that too fast.
You
But
got
anyway,
3 minutes.
no, I
The
want.
bell
I
will go
want.
off.
I'm sorry. I really want. I want to say that. But one thing that stands out with me for me with the Weaver is that she definitely cares about the citizens of Flint. No matter what the adversities were, she stood firm. She was there. She was always a part of the Water Warriors. Yes, she got on the admin side, but she always supported the Water Warriors. She said, "Y'all keep fighting for justice," because she knew on her end she could do what she could do, and on our end we could do what we could do. And she has told the truth about the water. She never told us that the water was okay to drink. She never told us that she told us the truth. If it was something that she had to go back and reassess and change, she told us the truth about it. She didn't try to fluff it over and then lie about it and cover it up or know anything. She has told us the truth about it. She said we have some deficiencies in these areas, and these are the areas that we can improve in. She know what it is to get done, and I can guarantee you, if you vote for Weaver, you won't be disappointed. If you vote for Young for the school board, you won't be disappointed. I will fight tooth and nail for each one of the children, as I have always fought for anybody who was left in my care, whether it was an older person or a younger person. In this case, it will be the younger. You don't have to worry about it. I will definitely fight for your children and fight for our children to be taken care of.
I know you will. I know
sure
you
will.
Because I see how good you take care of your grandbabies.
And advocate for them. They know I'm there.
Oh,
I'm there. I'm trying.
Sister Audrey, thank you.
Thank
we got
you.
a little bit of light left, so we're gonna let you catch this last hour
Okay.
of campaigning
Okay.
out there. And I don't be out there in that dark now.
Nope, I promise I won't. Not today.
Don't go on no street without a street light. So I know you limited. It's not that many streets with a light. So, but thank you all for tuning in. Coming up next, we still got shows to go. Y'all go nowhere. Go put you some dinner in the microwave. You see, I had to sit here while I'm eating while we on the air. We got another. I'm working hard today, y'all. Weaver. We need Weaver. We can't win without Weaver. The first 2 letters in Weaver is we. She fighting for us.
That's right.
Okay? Weaver for mayor, Sister Audrey Young, 6-year term on the Flint School Board. Please don't forget that section. If you don't remember nothing else, remember we are young.
That's it.
We are young.
I like it.
Thank y'all. See you in a minute with Omar Sim.